everybody, welcome to World News Tarot. Today I'm going to be reading on the future of the United States. What is going on with this country? We are increasingly divided. There's very little common ground between the two parties, at least in Washington, and it's getting worse throughout the country. We have people on both sides who have their own sets of facts. And if there's no common, agreement on reality, on facts, then we'll take those. How do we move forward as a country? Will there be a civil war? Will something happen? Will we break apart? Will the South secede again? Let's find out. Bottom of the deck, we have the Empress, right? So this is giving birth. This is new creation, right? So maybe that does mean there will be a new country, a new way of living, maybe a new political party. Something is, what's underneath? Queen of Cups, yeah. Something more compassionate, something more caring, hopefully, is what's going to be coming up for us in this country. So let's find out. All right, so far we have Six of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Two of Cups. So Six of Pentacles is reciprocity, right? Those who have, give, and those who need, take. And when they become people that can give, they give. So it's kind of that feeling of, helping out people in need. And then when you're in need, that comes back around to you. Maybe there's a feeling of karma happening here for some people in the United States. The Seven of Wands with the Two of Cups feels like there will be a defense. There will be some people who are standing up for, taking the high ground, defending their love, their partnerships, their, whatever these cards come up as. But it could be that there's some kind of defense of the two-party system, or some kind of balancing out between these two parties. We'll talk about third-party stuff later if it comes up, but King of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. All right, so it looks like there's a genuine, honest undercurrent here, okay, of prosperity, of self-reflection, right, of hard work, putting the work in. This King of Pentacles is someone who is thoughtful and methodical and plans for the future, plans for the long term, okay? The Page of Cups is that kind of beginning of self-reflection. So it could be that the people who have, okay, so what I just got from this line was that these would be the people who, like the billionaires and the people who made so much money after, like during the pandemic, doing a little bit of self-reflection on how they've stolen from their workers, okay? So this would be their workers. The Seven of Swords is like lying, cheating, stealing, okay? And so there's gonna be some kind of reconciliation. No, that's not the word I want to use. I think as it relates to this top row here, the reciprocity, instead of fighting, instead of battling people, they're going to come to a recognition, come to a realization. It's like these two people see themselves, you know, as each other, the yin and the yang. And so there's going to be a balancing out of the wealth in this country. There's going to be some serious self-reflection on how these billionaires have stolen from their workers over the whole history of this country, depending on which movement you look at. It's funny that I'm reading this on Labor Day, because this definitely has that feel of the book The Jungle by Upton Sinclair just came to mind. It has that feel of exploiting the workers, and there being some real kind of epiphany about the way that they have treated their workers, and that there's going to be some kind of rebirth and kind of a what do I want to say? It's like a return of compassion. Okay. It's like a return of compassion, a return of, you know, paying fair wages and quality work, and raising the level of living for a lot of people. I'm going to take a couple cards here. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the King of Pentacles here? Oh, let me get that. It fell. The Chariot. I like that. They look very similar, right? This is like the older version of this guy. So the feeling that I get from that is that somebody will rise to a position of power, and they will be able to rein in these two very different, sometimes opposed forces, right? These two horses are trying to go in opposite directions, and this person has the ability to keep them going in the right direction. Okay? Tell me a little bit about this Two of Cups. Tell me a little bit about this Two of Cups. This could also mean that, like, by next summer, by next June, Cancer season, we're gonna be kind of back to working with each other again, back to kind of moving forward together instead of pulling apart. So tell me about this Two of Cups. This honestly is not the reading that I thought was going to come out. But I'm very cynical. So, oh, look at this. It's like another version of the Chariot. So the Six of Wands is the triumphant return home, right? This is the celebration. This is the war's over. This is the generals come home and receive their accolades, their spoils of war, so there will be a return to, I don't want to say a return to, because what's might seem normal or typical for one group of people in the United States is still a community or a culture of oppression, okay? But I think that there are some serious, and maybe that has to do with this one, there's some serious social institutions that will be righted. Like the right outcome will happen it's like with this, what's best for everybody. Right? So those who are owed money will get the money. Those who owe money will be asked to pay the money. And things will level out a bit. Okay, I'm going to take some Lenormand cards real quick just to see if we can't get a clear and direct message. Again, not the way I thought it was going to go. But I'm a terribly cynical person. Well, let's take some Lenormand cards just to see what kind of message we can get. Just let me have a clear, direct message, please. All right. Lily, letter, Divine Feminine. All right, so the Divine Feminine is just the, it's the principle of divine reception, so that you are open to receiving whatever comes your way, in terms of not giving yourself limiting beliefs and not saying, oh, I don't deserve that, or things like that. It's just some things flow to people, and that's just, you know, moments of divine receptivity. So we have the lily, the letter, and the divine feminine. So the lily is wisdom, humility, longevity. It's like grace and humbleness and wisdom. Okay, so it seems like there's going to be some communication from maybe another country, maybe some kind of, it's going to be some kind of, how do I explain this? It's kind of like an ace, right? Aces in the tarot deck are divine gifts, right? You can't earn them, you can't plan for them, you can't log in a bunch of hours of volunteer work and expect, you know, a divine gift to be there. Divine gifts are just given, and has no bearing on whether or not you deserve it. And that's what I'm seeing here, is like there's this opportunity that we have to set this right with grace and humility and wisdom and learning from our mistakes. And we have an opportunity to, the word that I just heard was codify. So we have an opportunity to put this into writing, our lessons that we've learned. And this kind of, there's this kind of divine moment where we can work and offer some kind of grace and humility, and kind of rewrite some laws that are unjust. Okay? Doesn't look like war though. It doesn't look like a civil war. It looks like more of a reflection. They're going to be reflecting on how they've exploited their workers. Okay?